What's up, everybody? You're back in here with the boys of the Pro Football Pod. Faceless again this week as we continue the offseason preview for these teams. That way you get the full screen. Hope you tuned in to the episodes last week whenever we gave you the Commanders, the Bears, and the Patriots.
Boo.
Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification
Ooh.
bell. You'll get those episodes in the future. What's up, boys? How's it going?
What's up, brother?
We're getting close, man. I just want the draft to be here. I feel like it's not always at the end of April. Isn't it normally like mid to early
March.
April? I don't know about March.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always normal. I think normally like the third week in April.
Yeah. Maybe it just feels like it's been too long. But we've been talking about the draft for months at this point. So I'm ready for it to be here and start
12
digging
days?
into the rest.
12 days till it's here.
25th?
round one?
24th?
Oh, it's the 25th. It's deep in it.
Yeah.
Man.
That's what I mean.
It's right around the corner, fellas. Right around the corner. So
Almost here.
we've got the Panthers for them today. That's right.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Panthers.
Panthers,
Wow.
yes, sir. All right. So a little rundown of the Panthers so far, what they've done in this offseason. They've added Deontay Johnson, wide
Yes,
receiver
sir.
from the Steelers, Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis coming over to play guard for him on each side. Josie Jewell at linebacker. I really like that pickup for him. Ashawn Robinson and Jadeveon Clowney to round it out there for him. Really only kind of lost Brian Burns, new head coach, and Dave
boss.
Canellis coming over from Tampa Bay, the offensive coordinator that helped, resurrect Baker a little bit last year. We'll see what he can do with Bryce.
And they did just re-sign that defensive tackle that they got in the first round a few years back. That was a total boss and continues to be a boss. So that's really good for them that they don't necessarily have to look there today on the mock draft. But losing Brian Burns, man, and replacing him with Jadeveon Clowney, I mean, that's definitely a big need for them.
But see, I've gotten to this point in my fandom to where when the Bills losing Stephon Diggs,
Whew.
I start thinking of like a money ball aspect to where can you have two guys worth the price of Stephon Diggs that give you roughly the same amount of production between the two of them?
Yeah, I
And
feel that.
so that's where it's where the GMs earn their money. So we're going to try to play GM for them here and dive into this draft, give you 7 rounds for the Panthers. Let's start off. They start off with pick 33 because we're not doing any trades. So we'll see what we have for them here in the second round.
Let's get it.
All right. So main needs, my needs are different than what they've got listed here on PFF because I don't trust that they update it like they should. I think they need, not in necessarily this order, a center, tight end, corner, defensive tackle, defensive end, wide receiver.
Absolutely. Picking up Deontay Johnson means that they don't need to take a wide receiver right away here at the top of the second round, but it's something that they should look at. Let's look and see who's still available.
It's good
Lad
for them to get
McConkey,
some weapons.
Troy, Roman, Ricky Pearsall, Jermaine Burton, Keon Coleman still there. But that's kind of who we expect, right? We expect A.D. Mitchell to go to Buffalo. We expect Xavier Worthy to go in the first round at this point. So kind of the expectation.
Who's on the board at corner?
That left the Chiefs getting not a receiver.
Yeah, Drazon Newton, which
That's a steal if he falls to them at 30.
I was gonna say their defense is gonna be
replace
ridiculous.
Frank Clark after he's gone.
So TJ Tampa's still there. He
need
should be
receivers.
though. Mike from Michigan,
Dangerfield,
Rakestraw should
Amari
still be there.
Lassiter.
I would say nobody really fell to them. Like
Well, you got to think too. They pick again here in 6 picks at 39.
Yep.
For me, I think the cream of the crop of the positions of need is at the wide receiver position.
Yep.
And so with that, I'm looking at Lad McConkey or Troy Franklin, maybe
Yeah.
even Ricky Pearsall, but I'm not taking him over those two guys. So for me, it's between those two. Ricky
Yeah.
Pearsall is going to be a beast.
That's what everyone's been saying over the last couple of weeks. Like, I mean, I've been hearing people high on him, but him and Jermaine Burton have really been talked about a lot as they've been just slept on because of how top heavy this wide receiver class is.
And let's be real, Florida wasn't very good last year.
Yes.
So like that was the same knock on Anthony Richardson as well was, yeah, he's great, but he didn't really play very well, and that's because he was at Florida with roughly nobody. So for me, like I said, it at this pick at 33, it's between Ladd or Troy, and my preference would be Ladd.
I get you with Ladd. My big thing is he's literally a whole year older, a year and 3/10 of a year older. I think Troy Franklin, at the age that he's at, the athleticism that he has, what he can do day one, game breaking type of athleticism, I think that he's a steal for them at the top of the second round. So my vote's on Troy over Ladd. I think that if Troy wasn't there, if it was looking at Roman Wilson, Pearsall, Burton, I would maybe go Keon Coleman. Him and Keon Coleman are
I'd be shocked after Kelvin Benjamin if they ever go a big body guy from Florida State
like
ever
Keon
again.
Coleman. Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel that.
ever
I
again.
feel that.
Austin, it sounds like you're kind of the tiebreaker there. Who would you
Well,
take between Ladd and Troy?
I would go with Keon Coleman, but based off what you just said, I could see them not doing that again. So I based off the two we have presented in front of us, Ladd and Troy, I favor Troy just based off like the speed. You know, he's lightning quick. He's gonna
Got
get
you
out.
there. He's taller.
Ladd's gonna catch every ball thrown to him, and he's
To
gonna
me,
get the
Ladd is the
separation
more
for it. But
all-around receiver, and where they have
yeah,
Thielen, and
Thank you.
Thielen's the vet guy working his way out, I see Ladd as just an immediate step in for Thielen when
you
he's
see
gone.
that
And
they like that
yes,
type of
you
receiver,
mentioned
bringing
he
him
is
in.
older than Troy, but I will always lean on that's not always necessarily a knock. Like, unless they're Brandon Whedon, where they're 28 years old in the draft, I'm not necessarily worried about it because if the experience and playtime is there, well, they've obviously had more because they are older, like just lifetime of experience. Generally, that's how that works out. But I'm with you. We can pull the trigger on Troy here at 33 and see who we got here. 39.
Now, we do still have center as a big need for them. They short up their guards, and we know as Dolphins fans how good Robert Hunt is. So I feel like Zach Frazier still being there, it's the top of the second. That's a good place to go. We also know that cornerback's a big need as well, though. And
Pull up
TJ
the
Tampa's still
corner
there.
list
I
so
think
we
that
can
nobody's
see what
gone.
the depth is because
It was
we'll
already
pick
up.
again at 65.
So we still have like DJ
All
James is
right.
still there.
Scroll up a little
Josh
bit for us.
Newton.
Yeah, you're way too far down, Bubba.
Yeah, scroll up for us. So we're looking at probably Max Melton, Kyrie Jackson, maybe Enos Rakestraw if he falls. This one's tough because this one's picking your poison.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. For me, with him still being on the board, I wanted to pull the trigger on corner, but I feel like Zach Frazier is more just playing with fire there.
Yeah.
Like with what they've done on the offensive line so far in this offseason, and to be able to add him to it.
And Carolina's pass defense was so bad last year. I'm saying their pass blocking was so bad last year. And part of it was that interior. So shoring up your guards and then getting a dude like Zach Frazier, we've talked about him being a wrestler. He's a punch him in your mouth type of dude. We all absolutely love him. I think that he does provide them with the help Bryce Young motive the most.
Yeah, and I mean Austin Corbett for them has been solid, but I mean for me, it'd be an upgrade going Zach Frazier. But what are you thinking, Austin? What do you think? Should they go center here? Or are you looking at corner at this spot? We kind of pinholed you into the two wide receivers there, so I'll let you try to make the call here.
I like the Zach Frazier pick with the center.
Yeah.
I love that pick. I think if they were able to get
there.
Troy Franklin and Zach Frazier there in the second round, like they could have taken either one of those guys at the end of the first, and it would have been a good pick.
All right, so let's pull it and see what's there for us at the top of the third. We'll go back to cornerback and see what's still there. So Enos Rakestraw did fall. He got drafted. We still have DJ James.
What's go before you went there, take the position out.
Special teams, special plays, special players.
Chris Jenkins still being on the board here is very enticing because they have the need at defensive tackle. Yes, they just did bring back Derek Brown, but you need somebody to help him and just give him a little breather, help him on the field as well. Like Chris Jenkins is a hell of an athlete. I think he'd be a steal at this spot if you went defensive tackle route. We took wide receiver for him in center, so those needs are off the board for this point in time. So yeah, I mean, Kyrie Jackson from Oregon, you could make the argument for him here because they have a absolute need at corner. Like JC Horn is solid. They signed Dane Jackson from Buffalo, so they've got him coming in. They've got Troy Hill on the roster, but I mean, upgrades are definitely there at corner and needed.
Yeah, a lot of the edge guys went to. It's way too early for a guy like Xavier Thomas, but I know we're pretty high on him.
Yeah, I think we'll have edge guys there at 101.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like the Chris Jenkins. It covers a position of need. Let's see who's still there at tight end. I bet our boy from Texas is, yeah, he's gone. Ben Sanat's still there, but again, he'll probably be there at 140 or 101.
142. You're looking at Ben Sanat, Theo Johnson, Dallin Holker, Jaheim Bell, AJ Barner, Tip Ryman, Austin stand for him. Like, I mean, I'm not worried at tight end. We'll be able to snag one for sure. So yeah, I'm leaning Kyrie Jackson or Chris Jenkins. Chris Jenkins. What are y'all thinking?
I think Chris Jenkins. I think that the trenches are more important than the cornerback positions whenever it gets down to it. And besides, Brown.
Now they do typically run more of a 3-4. So with that being the case, there is typically only really the one defensive tackle on the field. So for me, that's where I think the value is more Kyrie Jackson.
Yeah. What do you think, Austin?
I like both of them. I like Kyrie Jackson. I like my Michigan man too. For Carolina, I would go with Kyrie Jackson though.
Yeah.
They need the bigger body guys.
Let's do it.
Lengthy.
All right. So who we got here? Let's go pull up. Yeah, let's go to edge. All right. So we know we got some guys here. Xavier Thomas, Javon Solomon. I'll bang the hammer for him all day. Justin Abogi. Like, okay, so we've got a few here we could pull the trigger on. What's still there? We just took corner, tight end.
So this is both edge and tight ends.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad at a Cade Stover pick right here if I'm being completely honest.
So I don't know if you guys have heard this, but there's been a lot of chatter about Ben Sanat.
Ben Sanat is an animal. Ben Sanat's the number 2 tight end on a lot of people's boards just because of his all-around ability.
He's being comped to Laporta.
Yeah, I could see it.
Like that's his comp right now, and I mean that's a phenomenal conversation to be a part of.
But that's where you're running into the question of will he be there at 141 or do we reach on him a little bit here at 101?
I feel like in the actual draft, it would be better for them to take the edge player now and then trade up that 141 plus one of their fifths at 120, 119, a little bit before where his value is going to be going.
If we were doing trades in this one, it'd be a different story altogether. So I'm with you there. So for me, if we're going edge, I'm hammering Javon Solomon.
Solomon, absolutely. We talked about him a lot last week in this exact spot, and we all kind of came to the consensus that he's an animal and really being undervalued.
It's the small school undervaluing, man. It
Yeah.
happens every year.
Bill Belichick made a career on every other team undervaluing the small school. So you still get Theo Johnson, but like we said, Ben Sinnott went 2 picks before them.
Man, what a dagger to the heart.
Yep.
Two
Braylon
picks.
Allen
So
just went as well.
we get back-to-back picks here, though.
That is
Back-to-back
correct.
picks right here. Yeah, yeah. So let's see. As
You
far as the
you
needs
go
that we had listed, we've taken a center, we've taken a corner, we've taken a defensive end, we've taken a wide receiver.
gotta take
So
Jordan Travis right here, baby.
we've still got
They need
defensive
help at
tackle
QB.
and tight end left on our needs board. As far as needs, now this is also the point in the draft too, to where needs and best player available sometimes line up. Like an Isaac Garendo from Louisville with his speed and game breaking ability.
Yes.
And I mean, new coaching staff coming in. No, you've got Chuba Hubbard there. Okay. You've got Miles Sanders. Okay. Neither one of them have the speed that Isaac Garendo has.
Exactly.
Picking back to back here without being able to trade out in this, to me, that's one of those to where you have one luxury pick and okay, let's pick for need again on this one.
Need a QB.
Who's still pull up wide receivers because they have needs at wide receiver. Taj
boy,
Washington, Luke McCaffrey, Isaiah Williams.
The family probably lives in North
Ja'Corian
Carolina.
Clark. Okay, not really. Nobody's really like, hey, take me.
Luke McCaffrey.
And who's there at defensive interior?
We got the two guys from LSU
Smith.
still there.
Christian
Mahay
Boyd.
Smith.
Yeah, big boy from
Look, you love the PFF grades. Pull up his thing and look at his PFF grades over the last 2 years.
I mean, that's across the board
Like
impressive.
domination, small school. Yes, he was a small school guy, but he dominated.
Yeah.
Run stop rate elite, pass rush rate elite, run defense grade elite. Like that's my pick right here.
Yeah, putting them up against these
Now
guys.
you're looking. Now, when you pull up Mekhi Wingo, though, yeah, his grades aren't as good, but he did it in the SEC. So that's when you do compare the small school to the big school. And it's like, all right, they're comparable, but he did it against much bigger competition.
He's also a lot
He is-
smaller,
he
more
is.
athletic of a player.
Yeah.
But man, 6'4", 317. Talk about just, especially with
I'm
that
still
3-4.
going
That's
Christian
an
Boyd.
anchor. That's an anchor in the middle.
small
That's what
schools
we
don't
need.
Scare me. Yeah. And you're
Yeah.
taking him here with a luxury pick in the 5th round.
Yeah, I say we pull the trigger on Christian Boyd. Shore them up
Let's do
some.
it.
You know, they need rotational players. You can't have same dudes in every play. And then we go Isaiah Garendo, just elite speed.
Who you want
know.
here in this spot, Austin? Who you think?
Jordan Travis. You want to fix that team, right? They got big. Why are you laughing?
Bryce Young
What's
in
so
the
funny?
first
Maybe
round
if you're
last
laughing,
year, you
this isn't
can't-
the podcast.
Bryce
for
Young
you.
was the first
Right.
overall pick last year. They're not drafting a quarterback this year. With
Yeah,
this
They
yeah,
can't.
yeah, yeah. But
They
They
like
still
can't.
got Andy Dalton as the
did
backup.
we watch football last year? I watched
did.
it.
He had
He
no
looked
help.
god awful.
His offensive line just got a total revamp in the offseason. He had zero
I
help.
also
The guy
watched
was
a
running around.
very vanilla offense. Like
Yes.
a high school quarterback could have ran that offense. Like a very vanilla
Basically
offense.
did.
So yeah, I'm not
I'm
not going Jordan
because he's
Travis.
fallen
I'm not
here
giving
because
that
the
disrespect
injury.
just yet.
I would go Jordan Travis. You see what we got with both the guys, and whoever doesn't make it gets kicked
I
out the
went
door.
through a rookie year and a second year with a Tua under Brian Flores. I'm not going to give up on young quarterbacks within the first 4 years ever
He's
again.
gonna
Even
let
Justin
your
Herbert.
franchise die.
Even Justin Herbert. This is his last year to kind of prove it. Same with Tua, but he's
Watch
got to
him
be
out,
able to
bitch.
get into the playoffs and do something. Like new coaching staff for him. We got that video coming up. Stay tuned. Hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if
They
you're
know
still
how
here with
YouTube
us.
works.
I'm on the Isaac Garendo train here. Go ahead and pull that trigger.
Let's do it.
2 versus 1 on that.
And then we got one
Jordan
more pick,
Travis.
240.
That was the move.
Jordan.
Saints
help
take
this
Jordan
team.
Travis, by the way.
Yeah, the Saints took him at
Boom,
150.
right there.
Yeah.
Upgraded their team. And they have a
Talia
quarterback better than
Tagovailoa.
Young.
Go ahead and pull the trigger on him. There, we'll give Austin.
There. That's
give
what
Austin
I'm
his
talking
backup.
about. Give us somebody. He at least can run.
So still their wide
I want to
receiver,
look.
not really anything.
Yeah, go look at a corner. Look at edge. This is where you kind of try to find the
Tulane
steals on those
boy.
guys.
Love players out of Tulane.
Threw safeties in there too.
Yeah, they just brought in Jordan Fuller.
Oladapo.
And they still have Xavier Woods, so it's not a real need. But you're in the 7th round, so it's not even really for need here at this point. It's just
Kenny Logan Jr.
Yeah, looking at like draft
take a
position
stud.
value. I mean, we ended up going.
We didn't get the tight end.
We didn't end
did
up getting a tight end at all, did we?
So
No.
Hit
Tanner McLaughlin is still there.
Hit that analysis tab up there. See what the community typically takes here. A corner. Got it. 100% they take a corner in the 7th round every time.
That's actually
hilarious.
Crazy. Because this is all we've got left. They'd be going Deontay Kent, I guess, based off of ADP from Central Michigan, or DeAndre Price.
See, that ADP in that rank, that's
click on real quick and see what we got for height.
I don't understand that.
The
Chippewa.
5'11", 190.
Yeah, a nickel.
Short little boy.
Yeah.
All right, get out of there and go to the next one.
6'1", 185. Looks a little bit better on his grades. And then their top prospect on the board, 6'2", 205.
Yes, sir. Oh, man.
I mean, he's not going to be a starting prospect at all.
I'm a Jarius Monroe fan.
Yeah.
I mean, small school guy, like, obviously, but it's kind of like the Quinyon Mitchell thing. Like, obviously, he doesn't have those type of athletic traits to him, but he dominated. And at this point, there's really nobody else on the board. So what are you going to do here? You could double up and take another tight end with somebody left on the board.
Did we take tight end?
Yet. We didn't take one yet.
Yeah, we didn't end up taking one.
We never ended up taking a tight end.
He got snagged from us. We could go tight end here. There's a couple left.
Yeah, who's on the board at tight end here? I cannot believe we didn't take a tight end. What are we doing here, guys?
Trey Knox, local boy. Give him. Get him.
Tanner McLaughlin. Hey, Trey, that relationship might be there with Trey Knox.
You know what I'm saying?
6'5", 237.
Big boy.
Leads a little bit wanting.
Yeah. I mean, he's athletic build.
It doesn't look like he really, got targeted very much. Not many.
He works out of the slot
there.
quite a bit, though. So you like to see that. He's not just coming off the line.
Yeah, in 2022, he worked out of the slot a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also missed a couple games last year in 23, so.
But not too many. Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like this prospect a little bit better. And Tanner
McLaughlin is more of the receiving style tight end.
Yeah.
But we're in the 7th round here on the very last
Carolina
pick. Let's pull
needs
the
a
trigger
little
on
bit
somebody.
help on the line, too, though. Like, that's a team that needs the help in the trenches. You got to solidify that run game still.
Well, we did. Their biggest need was center and guard.
Yeah. We didn't completely fix it, but it takes.
Their tackles are, it leaves some to be desired. They're not like top 10.
I say pull the trigger on Tanner McLaughlin and let's wrap this one up.
Let's
put a bow on it and see what we've got. All right, Carolina Panther fans, if you're still tuning in with us, this is your projected draft if we were to do it for you and no trades were made. Troy Franklin, Zach Frazier, Kyrie Jackson, Javon Solomon, Christian Boyd, Isaac Garendo, Taylor McLaughlin. We got a B+.
Tanner.
I'll take a B+.
Yeah. They
Feel
love
like
the
they-
Zach Frazier pick, which is what we were all excited about.
Yes, sir, brother. I brought that one in.
We might have got a higher grade if we went Lad McConkey, but I think
Would
that
have got a
he
higher
doesn't
grade. We
he
would
just doesn't
have.
add as much, in my opinion, as Troy. Troy's going to give you something that you don't already have on the team. Lad's going to give you another Thielen, and I don't think that two Thielens is necessary. I mean, yeah, I get you, you know, but you gotta work it down the field. So.
Young Thielen was torching dudes out there. But hey, we appreciate you guys stopping by. TulsiRoseTea.com for all your tea needs as our official, unofficial sponsor. Hit the like, comment, subscribe, do all of that stuff for us down here, up there. Do all of that. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Go watch all the other preview videos as we prepare for the draft coming up. Peace.
Check Tuesday.